All right. So today we're going deep, really deep.
Deep dive.
Yeah, deep dive into something I think a lot of people wonder about.
Mm.
How can we take like personal growth stuff
Yeah.
and maybe even like a spiritual side
Yeah.
and then somehow bring in like real hardcore science
Okay.
to actually get somewhere,
That's
like in life, but also with like finances and wealth.
I like it. I like it.
So we've got all these materials and frameworks.
Yeah, we do.
Like there's this wealth IEP thing, and then there's this whole ABC IQ continuum.
Yeah, right.
And even I was surprised, like some astrology stuff
Okay.
and affirmations. I am affirmations.
Interesting mix for sure.
Yeah. So like, how do we put all this together?
Well, that's the challenge, right? So we've got these frameworks, right, for kind of assessing yourself, seeing where you are,
Mhm.
and then, like exploring your beliefs. And then there's some actual tools in here.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of like connect the
Yeah.
dots and see if we can like give people some things they can actually use out of all this. Yeah.
So it's really like, how can understanding your like talents, your strengths,
Right.
and maybe tapping into, something bigger than yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
And also like, how does that all play into
Your universe. Yeah.
creating a good life?
Oh, I see. I see.
And then
yeah.
Also a life of abundance.
And prosperity. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump in.
Yeah, let's do it.
So one of the, I guess, core things is this ABCIQ continuum framework.
Yeah. So this framework's really interesting. So it's like a step-by-step thing.
Okay.
And it takes you through personal and professional development.
Yeah.
What's really cool is it kind of combines two big ideas. So there's this idea that what you think about, like what you focus on,
Yeah.
you attract, right? The law of attraction.
Oh, right.
And then there's this multiple intelligence theory from Howard Gardner. And that basically says everybody's got different talents and ways of learning.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so this framework lays out 9 levels.
Wow, 9 levels.
9 levels. Yeah, from like just starting out introductory awareness all the way up to
The top.
independent mastery. So it's like a journey, right?
I like that. Over time.
Okay, so starting out like right at the beginning, introductory awareness.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we building?
So like the very first things are figuring out like what your goals even are.
Okay, basic.
Super basic, just acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it.
Yeah, and then starting to understand your emotions, like what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And then basic communication, how to talk to people, how to get your point across.
Okay.
So really, really fundamental.
Got it.
Just, dipping your toes in.
All right, so that's like the ground level. Then we move up to, what was it?
Growth awareness.
Growth awareness. Okay.
So now you're taking all those things you became aware of.
And you're like starting to use them. So you're starting to manage your emotions, like really thinking about them.
Right.
And you start setting short-term goals,
Okay.
small steps, and you start using your imagination more,
Oh,
like visualization.
interesting.
And you start really thinking about communication, like how to be more effective.
Got it.
And really importantly, you start to see how your feelings and your actions, like how they're connected, and you start to see, oh, these multiple intelligences I have,
Yeah.
how do I actually use them?
That's cool.
So it's a more active level.
So we're moving up, becoming more active, and then what's the next one? It's
Skill development.
skill development.
Okay. So now you're getting good at these basic things.
Okay.
You're starting to really understand this whole mindset thing.
Yeah.
And you're getting more tools to manage your emotions, right? More advanced.
Interesting.
And you're setting bigger goals.
Okay.
Medium-term goals. You're thinking further out.
Right.
And you're really getting specific with your visualizations.
Oh,
And your
yes.
communication is becoming more well-rounded.
I like it.
And you're really starting to act in accordance with how you feel,
Yeah.
like intentionally.
So being more intentional.
Yeah, and you're trying out your different intelligences
Yeah.
in different situations.
Okay, so each level we're getting more
Sophisticated.
more fine-tuned, I guess. And then it was
Strategic advancement.
strategic advancement. Okay.
Now this feels like a big jump, right?
Good.
So you've basically mastered a lot of these basic personal growth things.
Yeah.
And you're starting to use this law of attraction in more complex situations.
Okay.
And you're really starting to understand your emotions
Got it.
deeply and regulating them, right? Controlling them.
Yeah.
And you're thinking long term with your goals.
So it's getting bigger.
Yeah, much bigger,
I mean-
strategic, and your visualization practices are becoming more refined,
Okay.
and your language, your ability to express yourself is
Mhm.
getting really good.
I see.
And you're really consciously seeing how your emotions are affecting your work.
Okay.
And you're using your different intelligences
Mhm.
to solve problems.
So it's like less about just knowing these things, more about using them.
Exactly. So that's a big jump.
And then what's next?
Visionary integration. All right.
Okay.
So here you're taking all these advanced techniques
Mhm.
and you're really integrating them.
Yeah.
You're using the law of attraction in really sophisticated ways,
Wow.
and you're mastering your emotion. Like you're in control.
Yeah.
And you're really understanding them.
Got it.
And you're developing really long-term goals.
Okay.
And your visualizations, your affirmations, they're getting very specific.
Right.
And your communication is like expert level, and you're really engaging emotionally with the important tasks.
I see. So it's all coming together.
It's all coming together, yeah.
And then what was next?
Transformative action.
Transformative action.
Yeah, so now you're taking all that stuff
Mhm.
and you're really using it to make a difference.
Oh.
You're using the law of attraction to create big changes.
Wow.
And you're showing real emotional intelligence as a leader, and you're creating these long-term visions,
Right.
and your visualizations and affirmations are like expert level.
Got it.
And you're leading through communication,
Yeah.
and you're using your emotions strategically
Oh, it's
to
interesting.
break through things, to make things happen. And you're using your multiple intelligences
Yeah.
to come up with new solutions.
Very cool.
It's about making real change.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's after that?
Peak excellence.
Peak excellence.
This is where you're like at the top of your game. You're mastering influence, you're driving innovation, you're a leader.
Okay.
You're using the law of attraction like a pro,
Mhm.
and you're showing amazing emotional and social skills
Okay.
in leading others through change.
So it's beyond just yourself now.
Beyond yourself, you're influencing others.
Yeah.
And you're setting these big long-term goals
Right.
that have huge impact.
Right.
And you're using all these tools, visualizations, affirmations to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
And you're a master communicator.
Okay.
And you're really good at influencing people.
Okay.
And you're planning strategically, and you're adaptable.
I know
And
it.
you're using your intelligences in innovative ways.
That's like you're not just achieving, you're shaping.
You're shaping the field.
Yeah. Yeah. And inspiring others too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Then there was
Pinnacle reflection.
pinnacle reflection. That
Yeah.
sounds huge.
It's the peak, right?
Okay.
You've reached the top.
All right.
You're using the law of attraction to make lasting change.
Wow.
And your emotional and social intelligence is exceptional.
Okay.
You're constantly setting these transformative goals, and you're a master communicator, a master leader.
Yeah.
Your planning is so sophisticated.
Okay.
It's all informed by deep emotional understanding. And you're taking everything you've learned,
Yeah.
and you're using it to create strategies.
Okay.
And you're using your intelligences to make a global impact.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's the pinnacle.
Okay. And then the final level,
Independent mastery.
independent mastery. Okay.
Now, this one's interesting because it's not really an end point.
Okay.
It's about always growing.
Oh.
It's about like constantly reflecting on yourself
Mm-hmm.
and transforming. Right.
Got it.
You're using the law of attraction in a transformative way,
Okay.
and your emotional and social intelligence is like masterful. You're setting these visionary goals, and you're taking action.
Yeah.
And you're using visualizations, affirmations, like second nature.
So it all like embedded.
It's part of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're a master communicator, a master leader
Okay.
in any situation.
Wow.
And you're using your reflection to really optimize your growth.
Okay.
And you're using your intelligences to make breakthroughs.
Yeah.
And you're leading and inspiring people.
So it's about continuous
Evolution, yeah.
evolution. Yeah. I like that. It's not an endpoint.
It never ends.
Okay. So there's this other thing within this framework.
Yes.
It's called, what was it? Multiple Intelligence Skills Strengths Assessment.
Right. So this assessment is all about helping you understand
Okay.
how your intelligence is actually developed
Oh, okay.
as you go through these levels, right?
Yeah.
from introductory all the way to independent mastery.
I see, I see.
And it's really fascinating to see how each of these areas, these intelligences...
Changes and evolves.
Okay, so let's take one, like, linguistic intelligence.
Yeah, so like at the beginning, it's basic vocabulary.
Okay.
You understand simple sentences, you can communicate.
Right?
But by the time you reach independent mastery,
Yeah.
you're defining new ways of communicating.
Wow.
Maybe you're shaping the future of language in your field.
Okay. That's a huge shift.
It is. It is. It's amazing.
Yeah, so what about our logical mathematical intelligence?
So that starts out, recognizing patterns,
Okay.
following simple steps, like basic problem solving.
Yeah.
But as you go through the levels,
Yeah.
by the time you reach independent mastery, you're developing entire new systems of logic, new ways of reasoning.
Wow.
You could be influencing, like, advanced theoretical fields,
Crazy.
global scale.
Yeah, so we're talking big change here.
Huge change, yeah.
Okay, what about spatial intelligence?
So that's our ability to, like, see things in our minds.
To understand space.
Yeah.
It starts with, basic shapes, patterns.
Yeah.
But at the highest level, you might be pioneering new approaches to design.
Okay.
Spatial reasoning, think architecture, engineering, stuff like that.
Global standards.
Yeah, setting the bar.
Okay, and then there's bodily kinesthetic.
Right, so that's your physical intelligence,
Right.
your coordination, your dexterity.
Yeah.
So it starts with just like basic coordination
Right.
for everyday stuff. But at the highest level, you could be defining new standards for movement,
Wow.
for coordination, for physical performance.
Okay.
Like think athletes, dancers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how it transforms.
All right, what about musical intelligence?
So that's your sensitivity to rhythm, to pitch, to melody.
Okay.
At the beginning, it's just recognizing those things.
Yeah.
But at independent mastery, you could be creating entirely new forms of music, new theories of sound.
That's incredible.
You could be changing culture, technology
Wow.
through music.
Okay, what about interpersonal intelligence?
So that's all about how we understand other people,
Right.
how we interact with them.
Yeah.
So it starts with basic social cues,
Okay.
like reading body language.
Yeah.
But at the highest level, you could be defining new models of leadership, of social organization.
So like really big picture stuff.
Huge. Yeah. Influencing global society,
Wow.
driving positive change.
Okay, and then intrapersonal intelligence.
Right. That's all about you.
Okay.
Your self-awareness, your understanding of your own emotions.
Yeah.
It starts with just recognizing those basic emotions. But at the highest level, you're defining new models of self-leadership,
Okay.
of emotional intelligence.
Wow.
You could be influencing global systems,
Wow.
how cultures approach personal development.
So changing the way we think about ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Okay, and finally, naturalistic intelligence.
So that's our connection to the natural world,
Okay.
our understanding of it.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with identifying basic elements of nature.
Yeah.
But at the highest level, you could be defining new models for sustainability,
Right.
new ways of relating to the environment.
Right.
You could be influencing global environmental policy.
Wow. So
That's
it's
amazing.
really big impact.
Huge impact.
Okay, so this framework really lays out
A path. Yeah.
a path for like developing all these different.
Facets of ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now there's also this astrology stuff.
Right. So the materials talk about using your birth chart
Okay.
as another way to understand yourself.
Interesting.
They even have a whole continuum for interpreting it
Okay.
that mirrors the ABCIQ levels.
So it's like from just knowing your sign
Right.
to really mastering like the influences.
Exactly. Yeah. Independent mastery of your astrological influences.
I see.
So it's like you get this extra layer of information.
About your strengths, your potential challenges.
So for instance, like if someone's an Aries,
Right.
and they're known for, courage and leadership,
Yeah.
how does that help them, like, on this continuum?
So let's say they're at the very beginning,
Yeah.
introductory awareness. They realize, okay, I'm naturally action-oriented.
Right.
This can help them choose their goals,
Okay.
take those first steps.
Got it.
Then as they move up
Yeah.
towards strategic advancement, they can use that courage,
Yeah.
that initiative
Mm-hmm.
to lead projects, to take risks.
Right.
And then by the time they reach independent mastery, they might be defining entirely new ways of leading.
Wow.
They're influencing others with their drive, their confidence.
So it's like understanding your energy.
Yes.
And using it.
Directing it, yeah.
Okay, what about someone who's more of a Taurus?
Right. So Taurus is all about stability, persistence. So at the early levels, they might focus on building secure foundations.
You know, in their life, their work.
Yeah.
And as they move up,
Yeah.
that persistence is really helpful for achieving those long-term goals.
Right.
Building lasting success. And then at the highest levels, they might be setting new standards for stability, for prosperity.
Wow.
Influencing whole industries, communities.
So it's using that steadiness
Absolutely.
for growth.
Not sure, for long-term growth.
Yes, sustained growth.
Okay. And then what about Gemini?
So Geminis are known for communication and adaptability.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, they might focus on developing their communication skills, learning to navigate different social situations. And as they move up, that adaptability is really helpful for thriving in complex environments, for collaborating with different people.
Yeah.
And then by independent mastery, they might be creating new forms of communication, new ways of exchanging ideas.
Wow.
So it's about using that agility.
Yeah, that communication for constant learning and growth.
I like that. So it's like you're taking this birth chart,
this blueprint,
and using it as like a guide.
A guide, alongside this ABCIQ framework.
Yeah. Now there's also this Wealth IEP thing.
Right. So Wealth IEP stands for Individualized Education Plan.
Okay.
And it's basically taking all these principles from personal development, the law of attraction, multiple intelligences.
Okay.
And it's applying them specifically to building wealth.
Okay.
To achieving success professionally.
So it's like tailored to finance.
Exactly.
Right.
And it also has 9 levels.
Okay.
Just like the ABCIQ framework.
Right.
But it's really focused on those financial and career goals.
Okay.
So it's like your personalized roadmap for money.
I see.
You know, like, how do I actually achieve my financial dreams?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a really cool framework.
Okay. So how do those I am affirmations we talked about before, how do they fit into this?
So in the Wealth IEP, they talk about I am affirmations as a way to build the right mindset for wealth, for success.
Okay.
So the idea is you say these positive things about yourself and you start to believe them.
Okay.
And that aligns you with the law of attraction,
right? Which
is really key to this whole Wealth IEP thing.
It's like self-talk shaping
your reality.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can you give some examples of these affirmations?
Yeah. So, for example, if you want to develop a mind of a genius, you might say, I am a creative problem solver. Or I am constantly learning and growing.
Got it.
And for power of success, you might affirm, I am naturally successful in everything I do. Or I am achieving my professional goals with confidence and for attracting financial abundance. You could say, I am open to receiving great wealth. Or I am financially secure and thriving. And then for leadership and influence, you could affirm, I am an inspiring and effective leader.
Yeah.
Or I am making a positive impact in my field.
Okay, so it's about building that belief.
Yes. Yeah.
In yourself, in your potential.
Exactly.
Okay, and there were some affirmations.
Right.
That were like about energy.
Yes. So affirmations like, I am the ultimate creator, or I am the power of vibration and energy.
Yeah.
These are connecting to this idea that our thoughts, our energy can actually influence reality.
Oh, interesting.
Which is like the law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
But it also connects to physics, like everything is energy.
Right.
So you're basically affirming that you're an active participant.
I see.
In shaping your world.
Through your thoughts and your energy.
Exactly.
Okay. And were there also some affirmations about like relationships?
Absolutely, because relationships are so important.
Yeah.
They're success.
For everything, yeah.
So there are affirmations for attracting good relationships.
Okay.
Like, I am attracting my ideal business partners, or I am surrounded by positive and encouraging friends.
I like that.
So it's recognizing that those connections are crucial for well-being, for reaching your goal.
Personal and professional, right?
Absolutely. It's a holistic approach.
Okay. So it sounds like this whole like bringing together self-awareness, mindset, these bigger principles.
It's all connected.
Is really key to all these frameworks we've been talking about.
Exactly. It's not just about learning skills. It's about developing yourself.
Yeah.
Aligning with these principles of growth, of abundance.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, yeah, of learning, of self-reflection, of applying these ideas.
Yeah, this has been a lot.
To take in.
Yeah, but like really interesting.
It is fascinating stuff.
Yeah, so if you had to say like one small thing someone could do today to start moving towards this, like
this mastery.
Yeah, this mastery, what would it be?
I would say choose one affirmation that really resonates with you.
Yeah, and start saying it every day.
Every single day.
Okay.
See what happens.
I like it. I like it. Something to think about.
Definitely.
And just so everyone knows, the stuff we talk about today, some of it is copyrighted by ABC IQ Corp. So we're sharing it for educational purposes.
Under their release.
Okay, cool. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.